Call the meeting to order and rise to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you that we can come out here tonight. Thank you for each of the residents that are here. We ask that as we do the business of the township, that you would direct us, you would guide us. Lord, we just pray for calm hearts all the way around and wisdom. We commit this night to you. Pray this in your name. Amen.
Public comment on agenda items.
You want to read your point for public?
Pardon?
Is this the time that a public comment? Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Sue Jacobs. I live on Algoma, right next. We can't hear you. It's down on.
It's on.
He just turned it on.
Oh, okay. Now I can hear the background. My name is Sue Jacobs. I live on Algoma, just before you get to Hawks. And I'm totally against the rezoning of our home from residential to neighborhood commercial. I don't think it would benefit us in any way, shape, or form. And I've been at meetings since March trying to get the people of our township to realize this. None of this would benefit. Our great country just celebrated its 250th anniversary. And I want to keep this great country. I want this country to be great. I want things great for, I just found out I'm having another great grandson. So, I want it to be a good life for the great grandbabies. And I'm totally against it. I don't want the noise. The water well in my well might go dry because of the zoning. I know I'm not supposed to talk about that, but it's possible. And I just wanted to speak my piece. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Frank LaFata. I'm running for state representative in the 91st district. I'm running against Pat Altman. I came here today to introduce myself to the board and to the people in this meeting. So I believe that we should be listening to the people. That's what I'm all about.
Amen.
Jerry?
Yep.
Good evening, members of the Solon Township Board. My name is Jerry Wallace. Some of you know me. And
Closer to the mic, please.
I'm sorry.
Closer to the mic.
It's not picking up.
Closer to the mic, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody can hear.
Here we go.
Including me.
My name is Jerry Wallace. My wife Jan and I live at 4677 16 Mile Road. This is our third home on 16 Mile Road, and we're located approximately 1.5 miles east of the proposed site of the Data Collection Center. Altogether, we have resided in Solon Township for the past 47 years. In the past, I have served on the Township Planning Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals. Jan was a member of the Cedar Springs Public School Board of Education for 12 years. We continue to be active in the life of this community. I've decided to use this opportunity to express my opposition to the proposed location of a data collection facility in Solon Township. I understand that the Township Board has previously approved a moratorium which effectively blocks any action regarding this facility until August 8th or 9th. During this time, much information has been gathered regarding the negative impact which this facility would have on our community. Facts have been collected from sites where centers are located and operating. Studies are being conducted in locations where new additional centers are being proposed. I'm urging the board to extend the current moratorium for at least an additional 12 months. Many other areas in Michigan and in other states have taken this action. I'm confident that the collection of additional facts and relevant information will result in the creation of an ordinance which protects the environment and the rights of our residents. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dennis Miller. I live approximately 1 mile from the proposed data center, technically in Oklahoma Township. I am very concerned that we need the moratorium extended until we know more about the water use there, and what it is going to do with the water that is unused afterwards. As part of our township newsletter recently, it states, written by Kevin Green, as part of our recent master planning process, it became clear that water availability is an increasing regional concern. Many nearby systems are operating at or near capacity, which I think Cedar Springs is. This is already affecting our community as a growing number of property owners are being denied permits due to limited water, preventing them from building on their own properties. That's the end of the quote. Water is probably one of our most valuable assets, and we should be protecting it for future generations who depend on it. That's. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm glad. I'm Sharon Poole. I live in Cedarfield community. We are roughly 200 to 300 people in there. This farm that they're considering to build this data center on is in my backyard. My question to you is, would you like it in your backyard? I don't think so. I'm asking for the moratorium to be extended. I'm not going to go into all the details of the cons because you've heard them umpteen times. You know what they are. My thing to you is every meeting that you have, you say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Justice for all. Not the data centers, not big corporation, but these people that have elected you. So please, if you're not going to turn this down like many, many townships have done, many have, the state has not stepped in. The state has at least 7 bills against the data centers to either do the moratorium. There's states that have actually abandoned these data centers. They've started in the east and they're migrating to the west. And they're right at us, right there, right in the middle. So please, consider the people, health and welfare, and hopefully you will either extend the moratorium or be brave enough just to say no. Thank you.
As the council asked her to speak a little bit about this. Like I said, I brought this up to the unions in Detroit. They were asking for me to approve this. I said, no, I want a moratorium myself, because the people need the information. They gotta know that the water usage, it's not gonna take away from the wells, everything else, got the closed loop system. The utilities companies gotta know that the system, the grid will handle this. I support the moratorium, and I'll push as a representative for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Snyder from 1937 17 Mile Road. I'm here against the rezoning. It's dangerous because of the hills and such. But in March, we at the planning commission, there were several dozen people came and spoke against it. I don't believe I can remember anybody who spoke for it. April, they spoke against it again. There were less people, but still, I don't remember anybody speaking out for it. And in March, or in May, the planning commission voted to install it, which I can't understand that. But also in the meeting in March, the attorney told us he didn't work for us. And I don't think the planning commission does, and I'm hoping that you do. Thank you.
Hi, folks. I'm Bridget Miller. My family homestead is at Indian Lakes Road in Pennington. We are within a mile of the proposed data center. My husband and I raised our kids on this land. This is where my parents raised their children, 7 of us. This is where my own kids had hoped to raise their babies. We have been good stewards of this land. I'm not being dramatic when I say our future is now uncertain and quite possibly unsustainable. As a project that places an enormous and lasting demand on our water supply is being proposed without proper research, this would be devastating to our community. Please vote in favor of extending the moratorium. Please make sure we got this right. We need time for environmental research, and frankly, for my neighbors and family's health and future, we need to do more research. Again, I ask for a vote in favor of extending the moratorium on the proposed hyperscale data center. Thank you.
My name is Adam Miller. I'm the son of both Dennis and Bridget, who already spoke. I grew up on 1511 Indian Lakes Road. I've worked my entire life. I'm trying to stand up straight because I threw my back out, and I've been working tirelessly to be able to afford building a house on the property there at Indian Lakes in Pennington. And when the year approaches that I'm able to do that, we are proposing something that we are put down at our knees to trust the most untrustworthy people on the planet, big tech. The entire foundation of this discussion relies on us trusting people that openly spy on us. There isn't a single person in this community that wants this thing. It is okay to change your mind. It is okay to do your job and represent the people you were elected to represent. That is an okay thing to do. We are behind that. It took 40 to 60 years for people to discover asbestos causes cancer. The first hyperscale data center was created 20 years ago. Do we think the third parties testing this stuff are being completely honest? Do we think that we're going to get the results from this thing immediately when it took 40 to 60 years for us to find out asbestos causes cancer? Guys, come on. Like, it feels like we're the little community versus the big guys, and you guys represent us. You're our only hope. Please, give us 6 months, give us a year, extend this thing. Let us do some honest testing on it. Is that a ridiculous ask? Please, just give us another year.
My name is Pat Whitcomb. I live in Solon Township, and I am also requesting that we extend the moratorium for a year. And during that time, I've been on these meetings since January, and I'd like during that time that we actually get answers to the questions that come up at every meeting. In my experience of meetings I've been, we have not gotten answers. We've just asked questions. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hello, this is long, so I'm gonna have to cut and paste to keep it in my 2 minutes, but my name is Valerie Jenga. I'm a resident of Solon Township. I have really strong feelings on AI. Most people probably won't agree with me, but I consider it plagiarism. And I have strong feelings that it's gonna be detrimental to humanity. There's something to be said about the community we've chosen to live in and call home. This isn't a party issue, this is a people issue, and this is a speculative bubble. Just like the previous guy said, we're being asked to trust the most untrustworthy people in our country. Lock cameras everywhere, they're surveilling us, they're watching us, they're listening in on phone calls. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, this is stuff that's been proven. Data processed in other states, crosses state lines, it's commerce. They're making money off this. They're making money selling us things that we don't need. They're making money selling us things that they want us to have. But then we're supposed to believe that they can't afford to pay property taxes and taxes on the goods that they sell. So they want to socialize costs, which is our air, our water, our land, and privatized process for profits. It's bullshit. Anyone who lives alongside a data center will testify that there's been an increase in utility bills. Homeowners feel trapped. They have homes filled with contaminated drinking water, dried up wells, the noise pollution is constant. The landscape of these rural communities has forever been changed. Clean drinking water is not a luxury that should be afforded for some, but for all. These data centers are depreciating the values of homes. They're increasing pollution. My home is my biggest investment. I am a middle-class family. My land and my house, that's where my retirement is. So the fact that there's a potential decrease in what I've worked hard for is disgusting. We have trillionaires. We have people that make so much money they can't spend it in a lifetime. Let's put a moratorium on this. There's been 50 across the country that have already been in place. Let's see what Lansing does to protect our state. Data centers are going around to these rural communities and they're jiggling the handles. What door can we walk through? Where can we put up a 800-acre mega center? Our door is not unlocked, it's locked. You guys control that. Pause this. Let the things in Lansing work out. See what happens, but protect our land, protect our property, protect our water, please.
Good evening. My name is Ian Hill and I'm a new resident to this area. We've heard from many folks here that have deep roots in this community. I'm new to this area, but I love it already. And I'm looking to put my roots down here. Things that make this community great that I've discovered already: the beautiful Heart of Cedar Park next to the library, bounteous and beautiful farmland all throughout the area, peace and quiet, access to parks and nature and good clean water, And from what I hear from other residents, the water resources and the energy resources in this area are stretched thin. I also ask and agree with many of the other speakers here to extend the moratorium or to have the bravery to just say no to data centers.
I'm going to stand this way.
I was just gonna do that.
Thank you. Good evening, Linda Blanchard, Thermal Tech. There's a few of us that are on the subcommittee for this, and we've met again with them, and I just wanted to bring a couple of updates. Am I loud enough? Good. One of the things, we're making meaningful progress. I want you to know we are working diligently with the township and the township folks to get what we need and what we've asked, and basically what we mandated them to do. But I appreciate their open dialogue. They've been open to listening and talking with us, which has been hard because I know that communication has been hard to get to. But they've done a really nice job working with us. We appreciate their willingness to work with us. We also appreciate the volunteer group that's worked diligently to make sure this thing doesn't happen. They've done a wonderful job. And our shared goal is truly protecting our community. So I think we're all on the same page. It's just hard to know that everybody's there. At the meeting tonight, you'll see on the agenda that we have 3 things that we've talked about, is extending that moratorium, hiring qualified experts, and strengthening our ordinances. This will take time, and I think you're all right. We need to get this moratorium extended so we can do just that. And I'm going to continue to ask everybody to please continue to show up and bring these thoughts. Everybody needs to hear what you think and what you feel. It's really important, and it's nice to hear and see all these community members showing that and telling everyone what they think. Let's remember what we're up against. There's been some great comments about that tonight. We are working with against some of the largest companies in the world. We just are. We don't have the strength that they do in dollars. We never will be. But their priorities are always profit over people. It is not for us. But why? Why are they here? Because they can be. You know, if anybody's been to downtown Detroit or Flint or Lansing, there's plenty of spaces to put these things. They bring them here because they can and they can get away with it. So we need to stand tall and we need to stand up against them. It's not easy, but we can do it. So my message to everyone tonight is please stay engaged. Please do. The board wants your input, your advice, and any information you want to bring forward, but they need our direction. They need to make sure they're doing what we're asking. And everyone here has been doing a great job sharing that. Continue to ask questions, continuing sharing your responses or your concerns, but respectfully. Anybody that needs to shout me out, I don't even go there. So really, regardless of what happens, I want our community, our county, our state, and even this country to understand that Solon Township stood together. We stood together and we did everything possible to stop this, to protect our residents and to preserve our way of life. Because if everybody works together, the results will be what we want them to be. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jan Hybor, Solon Township. 1, I want the thing extended. And 2, I want to ask anybody on this board, have you gone to see a data center? Have you gone to a house and asked to sample their water? That should be your main concern. What is happening with those people next door?
I forgot something. My son came up with a super idea. If Michigan really wants these data centers, put them next on state property, next to the prisons. They will not complain.
My name is Denise, and from what I understand, you have had a petition dropped off that has been authenticated or whatever they do. So this, in my opinion, should pretty much be a no-brainer, extending it for 6 months. So we can gather more information and do whatever we can to protect our resources, our wells, our homes, our investments. And another question I had, if in fact this is shoved down our throats, will everybody be able to make money off it, or just a select few when it comes to zoning, survey, and all that? Because everybody needs the same shot, right? Fairness, transparency. Let's give that a shot for a change, huh?
Joe Van Dyke, Solon Township. You've all been elected to represent the people of Solon Township. I'm sure you understand that the majority of people are against this. We asked for the longest moratorium, not 6 months. The longest legal. I don't know what that is. Hopefully you do. We also asked that anyone that signed the NDA or in the past, present, or future will make a profit from this would exempt themselves from voting. At the Planning Commission meeting last, there was many questions raised about people making a profit off of this. One was hinted at as the attorney representing the board. I don't know anything about this. I don't know his name. But I think we should look into everything we can do, not just a moratorium. I think we need to hire some kind of specialist to go after this, find out what we can do, because we're just regular people. And we're not going to stop billions of dollars. We have to know some way to fight. And us people around here, we don't know how to fight. We need professionals to fight this for us. Thank you.
Lori Grace, Solon Township. I just wonder if you guys have been in communications with anyone from any townships. I mean, if you look on Facebook, you can see groups that are going against data centers in their community and their counties. And is there a way to get with them and find out what they are doing to increase the moratorium or to make it so the data center, just can't come in? Do you ever talk to any other townships that have found it successful? I'm just wondering, because I am for increasing the moratorium to at least 12 months. But I just wondered if we couldn't find out things from other townships in other places that have fought them, other states even, and maybe follow the same steps they have, or talk to them and see what they've done to help us with our fight here. Thank you.
Spitting at me, so I apologize. Superintendent-elect, I'm Cindy Patton from Algoma Township. And I had a chance to go, can you hear me all?
Yes.
I just got back from New Carlisle, Indiana today, and Dowagiac. I took my little decimal meter today. I did the same thing you did. I didn't get a chance to talk to the fire department person, but we took a video of it, and the new data center is not currently running, but it's almost a half mile long, and you should see the traffic. We'll have that video for you soon. It's US 2. Off of US 2. US 2 on just west of South Bend. So I was there today. And then we went to Dowagiac and did the same thing. And my concern is then also that we are working diligently to increase the moratorium because the folks at Cedarfield are going to hear a noise at a decibel level of almost 50 automatically. I did some checkpoints and I took videos with my little thing by cross sections. The other thing is I want to encourage you to also support the opposing of the NDAs so that you can build trust again with the community. The other thing I'm really concerned about is I understand from doing some research and talking to a few people is that a few years ago, within the last 5 years actually, there was a big concern about advanced hydrovac delivering and dropping stuff into the pond and the pool water and stuff, and there was some great energy and some public concern stated about that happening right there off of 17 Mile by the Catholic Church there. But I don't see the same tenaciousness and worry about stuff being dumped at some place like this. So I just really want to encourage you to consider balancing the concerns that have happened in the past over other kinds of things with the same kind of project, because the energy and concern that was exhibited then would really be appreciated now as well. I think the last thing then would be the extending the moratorium, and I'm not sure if you can do that for 12 months legally, but for sure for at least the 6 more months. Thank you.
what numbers did you get on your meter at the Wajak?
64.
54?
64,
Yeah.
right outside the door, and then when I went 2 blocks over, it was registering 46. Right now, we're at 60 with that high-pitched noise in here, and it sounds like this. The same thing you're seeing in the video
I
about.
just wondered what you got.
Yep.
I expected 75 or 80.
I think if I got closer, but
The Wajak's awful. It's a
it's
data mining center.
Pardon?
It is a crypto mining center, that's.
A different approach, yeah.
The different.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sign it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sharon Goldborn, and I'm a resident of Solon Township. And I was wondering if we could have the same experts come and talk to us that spoke to you.
Talk into the mic, hon.
I was hoping that we could get the same people that you listened to, the experts that told you what was good, come and talk, and then maybe some that are neutral, because those experts are from the company, right? So
I've had no experts talk to us.
you haven't had any experts come and talk. Why not?
Because nobody has applied yet.
Apply to
There's
do.
no application at the planning commission. We're working on an ordinance to address that.
Well, shouldn't you know if it's gonna be a bad idea or a good idea first?
Yeah. What's your last name, Sharon?
Goldborn.
I'm Steve Martin. I live just down here, excuse me, on Solon between Algoma and Edgerton. And I just had a couple notes. It's great to hear all the people sharing their ideas, and they're looking for trust. They want to trust you. My expectations are we're supposed to have a representative government, which is you, to represent what we need and to protect us. I mean, your desire as a board, one thing would be to help increase revenues for the township. And I'm concerned that this would depress property values and also our tax revenues. If you were to pass this and allow data centers, or as we know, they're really surveillance centers, to come in here and cause a lot of pollution. There's a risk of the air pollution, higher energy costs, loss of water supply, and sound pollution. We're looking for you as a representative government. We want to trust you. And we know that Saline Township is experiencing uncomfortable noise, and I'm glad that we saw this measurement of the Saline, of the decibels. Also, I thought I was very encouraged to me is why are these multi-billion-dollar companies wanting a tax break from us? They should be paying extra. That's right. Also, I'd like you to consider if you're writing the ordinances, maybe put in there some penalties. Because I've heard that some of these companies, by the time they get it built, we're gonna be out of chips, or they won't be in need of what they need. So right now, they're making big bucks because they're getting financed by the government. And all of a sudden, we'll have a big dinosaur on our hands that has to get disposed of. There should be something written in there that they should be responsible for disposing.
Already is.
Yes, they're good. I'm glad to hear that. Because we see that in our Grand Rapids with some of the buildings left in Detroit. I used to live in Detroit, so I love that. So I'm glad that's a good thing to do. So it's just too bad they don't look at the old buildings that are already in the industrial area of the city. Those can house this thing. But we're supposed to care for the land, not pollute it. If they were to provide their own energy, I'm also concerned that they would also be providing air pollution, solar panel pollution, and environmental damage. But we really have to look at a lot of that damages that they could be bringing to us. But we want to trust you. I hear we want to trust you, and because you're supposed to be the representative government, I would say the signs in the yard show a majority don't want this. I haven't heard anybody say they want it. So it calls you already having to make so much of an appeal to you all to not do it when everybody doesn't want it. And I would encourage you too, somebody mentioned about NDAs. Boy, I tell you, that doesn't build trust at all. And I encourage you, what I read was that the board unanimously voted for signing the NDA. That's not a good idea, because we can't ask you anything, we don't, for that period of your time, which was, I think, what the NDA is from a 6-month duration.
Well, yeah.
So we know that whatever was said during that period of time, we can't ask you to answer any questions about it, because you can't answer truthfully, because then you'd be nailed by the NDA. So, it's hard, how do you trust somebody that's said, hey, I'm gonna cut 6 months out of this whole thing, and I can't tell you anything about what we talked about, what you're representing us. So we prefer that you don't do that. But I just think it's clear that people don't want this shown by the signs in their yards, the attendance here, and at the other meetings. And again, I was gonna ask, why do we have to have that source? But yeah, we got an NDA, so we can't tell. Thank you.
I'm back. Sharon Wilborn again. If we can locate some unbiased people that know this stuff, would you guys be willing to listen to them?
We have attorneys coming, new attorneys. We have an engineer that's worked on this project for probably a retired engineer, worked on it for, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months. He has a lot of information for us.
If we found some people that are experts that are outside of that are willing to come, would you be willing to listen to them? Sure. Okay.
Anyone else? Okay. Onward for a motion to approve this agenda.
I'll make that motion. Can we approve the agenda? I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve the agenda as written. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Approve the consent agenda.
Make that motion.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Don't have anything from the library today, I don't believe. Cedar Springs area Parks and Rec.
I distributed a couple of items that are up and coming that Parks and Rec is putting on, and then there's a few other things that we've been discussing today at our meeting in regards to trying to get a little better exposure. And they're working on other platforms that they can kind of market some of these ideas, programs out on. And then it was brought up that maybe if the Parks and Rec could provide the township a copy of upcoming events, that if possibly the townships could put it on their websites and on the calendar, events that are happening within the community.
Got it? You're gonna be here Tuesday, August 18th.
Yeah, I believe the babysitting one is going to be held at the Cedar Springs schools, Cedar Springs Middle School, and then the Wilderness First Aid and stuff will be here at Solon Township. That's also been told that they'll probably be lighting fires too or something around here, so.
All back.
So if you have any others that would like to, from the ages of 8 to 15, Parks and Rec has programs and stuff set up for them.
Personal mall, non-mall pay.
That's all we got.
You done, John?
Pardon?
You done?
Yep, I'm done.
Old business. Ordinance to rezone areas near 17 Mile Road between Algoma and Division as recommended by PC.
I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the planning commission to extend the neighborhood commercial down 17 Mile Road from Algoma to Division.
Can't hear you.
So what do I do? I recommend that we accept the recommendation from the planning commission to extend the neighborhood commercial on 17 Mile Road from Algoma to Division Avenue.
Have a second on that? No. Good. If you don't have a second on it, do you have advice for the planning commission moving forward?
This is open for
The board.
I just want to know if we would address the issue of the application dates. I think that was, we were talking about putting that back to the planning commission.
I was gonna talk about that in a second. If I can talk about it right now. We have an ordinance that says that houses can be rebuilt in that area. If they were destroyed, they could still be rebuilt. There's some question last time pertaining to the time frame that you would have to get a permit. And that time frame, as it sits in our ordinance right now, is 12 months. Looking at that and knowing some individuals that work between homeowners and insurance companies, 12 months may not be long enough. I did talk to the attorney, and at the next planning commission meeting, we're gonna make that 18 months. Sometimes it takes a while for the insurance companies to settle. And that time frame has been extended over the last few years. It's gotten longer. They don't want to pay out the dollars. So I recommended to Ross that we look at that we extend that from 12 months to 18 months to start a project, to pull a permit, to rebuild on the 17 Mile Road neighborhood commercial.
And to clarify, because I've gone through this now 3 or 4 times, I can't find anywhere in here where it limits any homeowner in that area, not just from rebuilding, but from also selling. It's really to their advantage. They can either sell as residential or as listed as commercial, depending on whether there was an interest there, I'm assuming. They just can't, they don't necessarily choose. If someone says, hey, I would like to buy this, but it's their choice, which means pretty much they hold all the cards. This is not, there's not some mandate that I'm not reading in here.
And also, does it not cover the fact that they would be allowed, if they wanted to do improvements to their homes, they would still be able to do that? It doesn't limit them that they can't, where old ordinances covered the fact that you were zoned into an area like that what you had is what you got. You couldn't go anymore. Where this is a more broad, and you can still use that property as a residence.
And or sell it to the highest and best use, whether it be a neighborhood commercial or. I guess if you are not interested in passing it on, then we need to have some recommendation back to the planning commission as far as what you would like to see. I wanted to get it out on the table.
Well, I will give it a second moving forward, but with the exception, I would like to see it go back to the board as far as, or the planning commission to extend that time frame. That there be, if there were to be a fire or whatever, for rebuilding purposes.
That is a separate ordinance that we have to take up.
Okay. So that can't be done now.
No, we have to go back through the process with the planning commission. And that is, and Ross has already made that change in the numbers that we are going to be looking at this next meeting of the planning commission.
But would it make sense to table that until that part has been covered?
We can do whatever we want.
I'll retract my second and hold for it to go back to the planning commission.
Is there anything else that you want me to take back to the planning commission as a representative? Ordinance to rezone areas along Algoma Avenue between Solon and 17 Mile as recommended to the PD.
I would motion that we table that too and send that back along with the first one.
How long would you like to table it for?
So it goes back to PC and let them.
Pick a number, pick 90 days. Table it 90 days.
90 days is fine.
12 months.
How long was that for, Vaughn?
Table it for 90 days, could go back to the planning commission for further review.
That's only 3 meetings.
3 months.
3 months. 3 meetings.
This is for the
They can't get,
neighborhood
done in 3
commercial.
months.
Yes, I'm part of that.
New business, resolution to declare September 18th prisoner appeal of WMIA Day.
I didn't get a second on that motion.
Pardon?
I didn't get a second on AJ's motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll second.
I'll second AJ's motion.
All in favor? Table for 90 days, get back to planning commission for further review.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay?
Nay.
Motion carried. Resolution to declare September 18th, 2026 as POWMIA Day. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Sign the resolution.
Roll call vote, Mark?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Bob?
Yes.
AJ?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Resolution declared adopted.
Resolution opposing the use of non-disclosure agreements by township elected officials.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution opposing non-disclosure agreements.
Second that.
Roll call vote.
I'd like a discussion, if you don't mind, please.
Yes, sir.
One thing that's not brought up ever, it just seems like it throws down as, things hidden. Tonight I heard a few comments that were distinctly in error regarding the non-disclosure information, because Bob, I know you did come forward once that disclosure was closed. It was not signed by the entire board. And as well, the non-disclosures have been a tool used by businesses, by communities forever. And a case in point is, there was a non-disclosure here for Aldi's. Aldi's had it because stores like Meijer and bigger stores come up behind them when they hear that they're gonna be buying land, and they buy it out from underneath them. So had they not come here in good faith, said, we may be interested, but we don't wanna get this out, we're doing our research, give us time. That was a very essential thing for them, otherwise they wouldn't have come. And there are other businesses that exactly the same way. So where we get to villainize the non-disclosures from people who do misuse it, then we get, cases here that it just basically is a big broad brush stroke. This is what it is. So I think that should certainly be considered. I'm not necessarily for hiding information. I like things being open, but we've already seen with social media, with a lot of speculation that suddenly turns into fact, we end up with these situations where now something that's something was hidden, maybe it was a number. At our church, we have, when we deal with personal things that have come up with congregants, we don't spout those things out. We don't put them out there. This is kind of the same thing. I do think there needs to be some reining in, but to say non-disclosure is not at all, well, if companies come in and they don't want to do business, we'll know why.
Good.
You could have stopped us.
John?
Yes.
AJ?
No.
Bob?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Mark?
Yes.
Resolution declared adopted.
Thank you. Engagement letter with Foster, Swift and Collins. Michael O'Meara, one of the attorneys who was recommended to be part of the data center awareness and has some expertise. He will be special counsel.
I make a motion that we sign the engagement letter as stated to assist with the township with the data center processing and counseling.
I will second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on that? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, nay? Motion carried. Cedar Field first rate review for the sewer system. Every time you buy and sell, you get a first rate review on it. We don't want first rate refusal on the Cedar Field sewer system. Every time it buys and sells, we get the opportunity for first rate refusal.
Who's buying it?
Pardon?
Who's buying it?
Nobody.
Couldn't tell you.
So then why would they want our sewer? Nobody's buying it.
They don't give me that information. The first rate refusal on the sewer agreement. 2.2 million, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I know, I saw the paper.
Anyway. Motion on that? I'll make a motion. We, reject your first rate refusal.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion on it?
That is to clarify that we do not want it.
We do not want
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. I think that it needs to be said too, that the last time, I think it was the last time, how many times has Cedar Field been sold recently? Just once?
Once, one company bought it, and then another company bought it, and left them as management.
When that was sold to the other company, to start with, we had some money reserved, set aside in escrow for the sewer system. we had, how much was it? 30,000?
33,000. It was an agreement right from the time Cedar Field was born.
When it first started. One of the things that the right of first refusal gives us, it gives us the opportunity to say, no, we don't want the sewer system, for one thing. It also gives us the opportunity to know that it's being sold, and if there's anything that we need to have brought up to date. We asked the new buyer to put another 100,000 into that. So we have 130,000 in an escrow in case there is a large problem with the sewer system. Because if the Cedar Field doesn't have enough money, then they look at the township to correct that issue. We have 130,000 in escrow. We're trying to watch out for the residents of Cedar Field by putting that much into it. That's one of the benefits of having that right of first refusal.
Right of first refusal, like I said, has been in ever since about 89 or 90 when that came to life. With that, planning commission put that in there then. We revisited when the last sellers and buyers bought it. We got another 100,000. If the systems fail, DEQ gives Solon Township a letter to the home in that instant. So that's the 130,000. And if we want to, if we're interested in owning the sewer system, it gives us an opportunity. If that are indifferent. Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution extending temporary moratorium on applications with respect to data centers and digital mining assets.
I make a motion that we extend the moratorium for the 6 months.
I'll second that.
Can we do 12 on my game?
Can't do it. Attorneys say about 12 months is it, and setting yourself up for a lawsuit. If you want me to take your money and blow her into the wind, I guess that's all. I think the planning commission will have a handle on, and the subcommittee and some other people that are helping out, I think they'll have a good handle on this thing. I don't expect to ever see the data center here. That's my opinion. It won't happen.
Roll call vote, Mark?
Yes.
Abby, yes. Bob?
Yes.
AJ?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Resolution declared adopted.
You got any further discussion on this one?
Couple things I guess I would like to say. The 12 months total is as long as we can do it. We cannot go any longer than that, otherwise we are opening ourselves up for a lawsuit, and we'll be like Saline Township, where the governor will come up and do a photo op and turn over that first shovelful of soil. That is not our intent. Our intent is to protect the citizens, the residents of the township, in the best way that we can. That is the reason we need an ordinance. A lot of you are saying we don't need an ordinance, just say no. Well, you're inviting the governor in.
No can do.
We cannot do that. I wish they taught civics course in school.
They did it when I went to school.
Well, I'm glad they did. Because there's certain things that we cannot do sitting on this board. And the residents do not understand that. We've gotta have an ordinance to protect the residents of the township. If we don't, anybody can come in and welcome a data center in. Well, that's what we're trying to do. But most of the residents here are not allowing us to do that in a lot of ways. We hear about water. How many of you have read ordinance number 5, the draft? That's about what I thought. You're saying the same things month after month that we've already put into ordinance number 5. And you're asking for them. And it's like, can't you read? I'm sorry, but if you read the ordinance, you would see that those things are already in our ordinance that we're proposing, that we're trying to get passed. We don't know that we have a data center coming. We don't have an application. Our first.
NDA for, we don't know the data center coming.
I'm sorry, what?
What was the NDA all about if there was a data center coming? Why was that an NDA? If it's not a data center, why, you can't talk about it?
It was a discussion to start with about the data center.
Yep.
Okay? Bob is the one that said, I'm done with it. I want out of this back in December. And they let him out.
We still can't answer any questions about it.
I'll answer any question you want.
Okay.
I'm curious, Bob said there was no application yet for a data center?
There is no application.
So then why are we even working to rezone it then to allow a data center?
We're not working to rezone it to allow a data center.
So you're rezoning it to allow light industrial on the farmland, is that correct?
We're not rezoning the farmland.
But that's what 17 miles is all about.
No, it's not. It's not.
Have you read it? That's what it says. That it's open for commercial, large commercial, not
Neighborhood.
room, not your house
Commercial.
to sell it.
Neighborhood commercial from Algoma from Algoma to Division on 17 Mile. Small stuff.
No, it's not. I read it, and it was not small.
We'll have to discuss that because it is. It is. But we're trying to protect the community. And I don't think a lot of the community understands that. These are the things that we're trying to do.
I've been to the zoning commission meetings for the last 4 months, and how they're talking about this rezoning is for light industrial. People that want to have a store out of their house, like for jellies or vegetables or something like that, or a small building.
That's not light industrial. That's neighborhood industrial.
Well, that's what the zoning commission, the zoning commission is saying, that's what light industrial is.
No, that's neighborhood commercial. Light industrial is from.
And somebody better inform them.
Light industrial is what we have between Algoma and 131 on the south side of the road.
Right.
That is light industrial.
What is light industrial? What is it?
Thermotech?
Thermotech's one of them.
Service company. Yes.
Yeah, nothing large.
There's an environmental company down by the Catholic Church, or the boat company down by the Catholic Church, or
Trash company.
It's
not a data center though.
They're a public place.
It could be.
It could be.
Okay. But it is not, light industrial is more of we don't have water and sewer down there in that area.
Right.
It's something that doesn't have to use water and sewer. It's a light industrial area. But what we're talking about on 17 Mile is neighborhood commercial, mom and pop stuff.
Right.
It's nothing that's major.
Mark, can you clarify how deep that goes off from 17 Mile Road back?
1320 about, isn't it?
For light industrial, it's 2640 deep, halfway down to 16 Mile. On the north side, it's 1,320 deep. That is highway commercial, or stores type setting. Could be a grocery store, could be a Walmart, could be that type of a setting, a restaurant. Neighborhood commercial is approximately 330 feet. And that's the one from Algoma to Division. And we made that kind of a jagged line depending on where people's lot lines fell. But approximately 330 feet.
What is it, 330 feet again?
Neighborhood commercial?
Neighborhood commercial? Okay.
Yep. You could have, which we have down there right now. We have Robinson's Automotive on the south side of the street. That falls into neighborhood commercial. Perfect spot there. And they've been there forever. But it's making it more uniform down through there and allowing people to use it for that also.
So from 17 south and Algoma east, what is all that over to the highway? Like, can you break it down for me?
On the south side?
Yep, just like the whole square, like here's 17, and then here's Algoma, here's the highway. What's this, and this? Sorry, I'm doing it my way. This.
Okay. South side of 17 Mile Road is considered light industrial. I don't think we have nothing down through there in the master. We had the master plan that showed it down there.
Master plan been there for years.
That's been, showing that for a long time on the south side there. I don't think we had any property down through there that was available for anybody to buy in light industrial for anything. Until we rezoned that a year ago or better, something like that anyway. I don't think it was last fall, it could have been last summer. But that's on the south side of the road. On the north side is highway commercial. That's more the stores, the restaurants, those types of things on the north side.
How deep is it?
And that goes back 1,320 feet.
On the south side?
North side.
I asked you the south side again.
2640. It's halfway. 2640 is halfway to 16 mile. Just because that was a line down through there that made sense when we sat down and did it. What people own in lot lines in order not to split up different pieces of property, that made sense to run it right down through there at that depth.
Looks like from the square that I just drew, like you're talking, so from Algoma east to the highway.
Yep.
Okay, here's 17 miles south. I saw the Bible camp, and then I saw the something D&S Enterprises or something like that, and then a bunch of farmland. Like it's kind of like when you do Google Maps and you zoom in, kind of breaks everything down in the sections. A lot of the businesses are along 17 mile, like Thermaltech and whatnot. And then you get over to the east side where the highway is, obviously Meyer and all that. In the middle is all that one farmland.
There's about 50 acres in there, I think.
There's quite a bit, more farms or something like that.
That has about 50 acres that's in the industrial area.
Okay. That's why I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to figure out what all that is, because I thought it was all like industrial, now I'm finding out it's different.
Yeah.
I've heard of more about it.
Yeah. And that light industrial, we did extend that line to the south because we didn't have any more of it.
Okay.
In the township. And that's the best spot for it, for these businesses close to the freeway, on 17 Mile Road, on a state road. You have natural gas, you have the high electricity, the larger electricity capacity. You have all that down through there, and it made sense to do it.
Thank you.
What kind of zoning does a proposed data center do? Is it light industrial?
We have that in,
apply for rezoning? If they were to come?
Yeah, if everybody, let me try to give you the steps. We need an ordinance to start with. And I'm guessing at the future steps past that. If they decide to come, then there would be a application. They probably want the Moore's Farm rezoned. We take a look at the application and see if it falls into what our ordinance says. Our ordinance calls for a closed loop system. You know, where are they gonna get water? What are they gonna do? It's building the whole structure. The ordinance is building the structure around what might come in the future. We don't know what size. We don't know what's coming. We don't know if it's a tier 1 company, a tier 2, a tier 3, a tier 4. We have done a lot of homework on this. Rick can tell you back there.
Would they rezone or do special land use in agriculture?
I think it'd have to be rezoned. It's a special land use.
Is a rezoning. Right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Special land use is a rezoning, correct?
No, it's really not.
It's more specialized.
Yeah.
The planning commission has a lot more to say about what goes on, what don't go on, how much escrow accounts are set up today and so on.
Special land use gives us a lot more flexibility to have escrows. To make laws that's gonna protect, rules that are gonna protect the residents. If we have in light industrial, it's pretty much a template of what a light industrial company would be like.
Well, zoned by right as opposed to a special land use. If it's zoned by right, all they have to do is comply with township regulations and that's zoning districts. If it's a special land use, planning commission can set up a whole litany of rules that they have to live by, and escrows to make them live by.
It was mentioned, hydrovac. We took $500,000 of their money and put in escrow to clean up that mess. Yeah, we've been working on it for several years, trying to get them to clean it up. They wouldn't do it. Until we took them to court, took their money, they cleaned it up, they got their money back. That's what we do. We're here to protect the community. We're not against you. And it is very frustrating to sit up there and to hear everybody yell and scream the same thing. Electricity, water, environment. And it's already in the ordinance. Most of that is what you would have, what you would want. So please read the ordinance and come to us with questions that you have. We're here to answer it, whether, you know, I'm talking because I'm a representative from the trustee board to the planning commission. AJ is a representative to the ZBA board. We have to have one person on each of the boards. That's what we're there for. So come and ask somebody on the planning commission. Also, just to let you know, Rick, how many data centers did you visit? 4. You visited 4. We'll probably go down Thursday and see 3 more.
You go to like a local restaurant, talk with the home people when you go, and see what the people say.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, I mean.
I want to stop by a gas station. What do you think of it? I already know what they think of it in Dwajak. That would be the last thing I would want, is what they have down there.
Problem is, you can't say you can't come here. It's discrimination, and you have to do a lawsuit. The ordinance is the only way to
Bill Bubba.
You come in by throwing the loud response.
That is one of the reasons we need to do our job. We're not sitting down taking orders from a data center. You might say you're on the subcommittee, you're not. We're not taking orders from the residents out here. We have, the application, the petition that was turned in had about maybe some of you can help me, 500 and some signatures on it?
569.
569. We didn't go through all of them, I don't think you did, to see if they were all from residents of the township. I believe you that they are. We have 5,300 approximately voters in the township. That's 10%.
We're gonna go door to door.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And that's great, that's
I wasn't
fine.
aware of that.
But I'm just telling you, you know, there's 90% more out there that haven't voiced their
Do you
opinion.
wanna have a statistics class, a civics class?
I'm not here to argue.
Well, you can't bring it back.
Well, no, I'm just stating, we can't make a decision on 10% of the population.
I think a lot of us weren't aware there was another petition.
And that's why we don't say anything at the planning commission. A lot of you people have asked, why don't you say something at the planning commission?
Well, Mark.
Because it's my turn to talk. Thank you. Because we get into, everybody starts talking at the same time and arguments back and forth, and it just does not work with a large group. It just doesn't. I think this has been too long coming that I haven't said something to try to explain some of this to you. Hopefully that will help. I don't care if you want one or if you don't want one. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying we need an ordinance to protect the township.
If I had about two and a half years ago, there was a tornado went down through Alpine Avenue and went across there. The Michigan Bell AT&T Bell building, the roof was torn off, it was destroyed. They had, with the township, they had some type of escrow bond. So if you drive down through there now, that land is exactly as it was before they put the building up. It was totally cleaned up, no asphalt, no concrete. It's all back to normal appearance. I can't tell you about ground pollution. I worked there for almost 40 years. And I can't tell you as to if they pumped out problems or if they did any of that. But I do know that in the ground, the area location and appearance is the same. And that is what this ordinance would also help us to do, is to be able, if that data center, if it would come, and if it would go defunct, that there would be money there to put the property back to what it was.
Be nice not to have it in the first place.
Yes.
How'd that work for Wolverine?
Real quick, just a couple quick questions. So, one, the way I did read Article 5, and I appreciated a lot of the stuff that was in there, because it does look like you guys are trying to make it harder. What my question is I actually used AI, and it said that Microsoft is about the only company that can match the stuff that we have in there right now. So my question is say it's light industrial, and say they can meet all those demands, okay? I only live about 1.5 miles from where it could be, and I know that at 45 decibels, I've looked into it, I'd be able to hear. Our neighborhood loses power, generators are going all around, middle of the night. I have family that comes over and they're like, man, this is awesome, it's so quiet. And I just can't imagine sitting there listening to that when I come home, So that, me voicing that concern, what I'm saying is if we have it written up right now the way it is in Article 5, are you guys saying that you want to go even deeper into that to say that if, say, Microsoft or one of these companies can match the zoning that we have, written up right now, that they couldn't even, we're gonna go further into the rewriting of the zoning so they can even match the light industrial. Is that?
We have to be very careful.
Sure, I understand that. Because I do understand that you guys can only go so far and then it turns into a massive lawsuit. I've also looked into that a bit too. So I understand that part. So my other question, so I guess on the zoning question is, are you guys trying to make it like bulletproof? So that even if they can match the requirements, like maybe another one, they wouldn't even be able to?
No, we can't do that.
Okay, I understand
We
that.
can't do that.
Okay.
We want to keep the community safe, all the residents safe. There's that fine balance there.
Yes.
We can't tell them, no, you're not coming.
Sure. I understand that.
Otherwise,
Oh, yeah.
they're coming.
So that acceptance of that law firm letter, was that to get more lawyers involved on your guys' side?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I've done
that
some
actually
research
came-
on that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I've done some looking into that. There's some other things that we can do, you know, as far as like putting it to a vote to people.
But we don't have an application.
I understand that.
We're just doing an ordinance. Maybe that time will come.
Sure.
Maybe something like that will come in the future if there's an application. But
Gotcha.
there's certain steps, and I think everybody is confusing the steps involved with it.
Absolutely. There's always that.
And it's getting mixed up and blurred.
Thank you.
I just would like to comment a little bit on the law firm that's coming in. I had opportunity to know who these people are.
Speak up, honey.
I'm sorry.
Speak up.
I'm sorry. Just so you know, vetted this law firm a little bit, just by people I know, whatever. But the point of it is if you look up the name of Mike Homier, he's an expert on this. This is what he does. He's stopped a lot of windmills and solar and a lot of other things in Michigan. In the state of Michigan, he's probably the #1 attorney to do this. So we brought that as a recommendation. I'm really appreciative of the board of accepting that recommendation. But the point is that he has to get his arms around this and look at it and go through these ordinances and make them as strong as we possibly can without saying they can't be here. Because if we do that, as you know, they'll come. So the point of the entire thing is get these ordinances. Yes, we have version 5. I looked at 5. It's good. There's a lot of things we could do to strengthen. There's a lot of other things we could talk about. And we'll get to that. But that's what the 6 months is going to give us. It's going to give us the time to go through those ordinances with these good experts. So we're doing the very best we can to prevent whatever comes into this place. Even if it does come, can we make it small? Can we make it quiet? Can we make everything that we can do? Those are the things we have in our power, and that's the power we need to use. And I feel like the gentleman that we've chosen and his law firm, there's a woman in the law firm as well, that's all she's doing is data centers. So these people are pretty much the best in Michigan, which is really reassuring to us, because now we're gonna get some folks that know what they're doing. Yeah, so I feel like just, if we need to let that process go, but, like we said, we still need input, we still need your concerns. There's a lot of things you guys bring up that's really excellent, that's really helpful, that people don't think about, and those small things. And so if you see the ordinances, hey, I'd like to see this in here, voice it, say it, bring it, let's talk about it, because that's what's important. That's
Don't
what this
condemn
is.
the people that are trying to protect you. It may not seem like it to me, but the fact is, you elected them and trusted them through that election process. Give them the time.
And let's get the tools, those are the things.
I'm glad to see as many people out as what's been coming out. If we don't do everything the way you think it should be done, it's okay. We are still trying to take our community and keep it as safe as we can. You may not agree with us with everything. I wouldn't agree with you on everything. But we're all should be pulling in the same direction. Yes?
Where, for the public information, where would those ordinances and the zoning information be posted? Where can we access that to inform ourselves better, specifically?
It's online.
Township website?
Township website.
Very good.
There's directions right on the homepage on how to find it.
It's real easy. Yes.
Thank you. So I did read all of the draft 5, but I did scan through it for the water because I am part of the LOMA. And so I just wonder how we can ensure, and I've been trying
do the best we can. I know you're a neighboring community, and you need to talk to Kevin. But if I were you guys, I'd be more concerned about the PFAS in your water system than a data center going in next door.
But the data center doesn't make
So,
I'm happy to give you all the area names, but
I'm done.
I have a comment, if you don't mind.
I do mind, but go ahead.
It's short, please. Okay, it's a compliment. Let's go. Okay, I've been to about 4 or 5 of the zoning commission's meetings. This is my first time coming to the planning commission. I want to tell you 5 people, thank you for finally explaining some of this stuff to us.
Yes.
The zoning commission, all they did was listen to the people. They never explained one single thing to us about the data center, the zoning, nothing. Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for explaining.
Anything, John?
Yeah, I just want to tell you thank you for that compliment. Because this is a very frustrating position up here.
Well, I know you people have probably had some nasty calls.
The answer to the liquor.
And I commend you folks tonight. This has been one of the nicest meetings we've had with a large group of people here. I commend
We've
you.
got more information here than in any of the zoning. Yep,
I agree.
Well, keep in mind tonight, the people out here, I feel like they want to listen.
you're the good old boys and lady.
Yeah, thank you very
One
much.
of the hardest things that we have to toe, being in this position, is we have to look out for everybody. It's not our opinion that counts. It's what the people. And you have your opinion, and yet we don't hear people coming here to say, we want it. I think they're afraid. They see what was going on before. I think there's people out there that wanted this. We all know that. But they're not gonna come here and get into a confrontation. So you can't say there's not other people on the other side. And we have to make judgment, irregardless of how we feel. We have to get the pulse on the community. And when Mark threw out the number of 10%, it's really hard to draw a line to say what we're doing is what everybody wants.
Then we should have a vote if the proposal comes up, and then we'll see.
May I ask one question? Has anybody called you and said, I would like the data center? Anyone called you personally?
Yes.
Anybody that's not invested in it.
I've heard people that are for it, and I've heard people that are against it.
You're doing better than us because we haven't heard anybody for it.
Well, they're afraid to speak up.
Except for the data center.
Okay, onward and upward. Gregor?
I have one thing. I have to compliment Linda and the Thermaltech team for coming in and doing really what the format is. This is, and to your point, ma'am, this is not the format for dialogue. This is the format for us working, observing, and then you giving. It is not for this. It's not. You want to come in, Bob has said, I don't know how many times, I'm to the point where I just start mouthing it like a little kid because I was going to say it next. It's always open. Here's some folks that took advantage of it. So when questions come up, just like we heard about sound. I'm not even getting into it, but there's 3 different types of sound, and you're not hitting the right one. You're not even looking at what the right questions are. But we've already been doing research on that, so I encourage you, if you can't find something online, then stop in. He's offered many times, and there's almost always coffee going in the morning. If it's after the morning, you gotta make your own.
Oh, we really appreciate this.
But I do agree.
It's good coffee at 9, about 3 it gets a little rough.
Can I just ask one quick question? I'd be more than happy to know when the subcommittee, the planning commission, and you guys, when you guys all open and where can I find that online?
On the website.
Where at?
On the calendar. The calendar,
The meetings of the planning commission?
Yeah, all you guys.
That's the 22nd. Is the
No,
next.
what website can I go to find all that info? When you guys are like in the office, where I can come down.
Solon Township.
Just SolinTownship.org?
Monday through Wednesday.
Solon,
That can be kind of a tricky website sometimes, so okay.
Solon, TWP.org.
TWP.org. Okay, thank you.
And I've told people, Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 5, call me and make sure I ain't gotta be doing some little, looking in on something in the community, but
So you have printed copies?
I'm here pretty regular, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you just name the time. I mean, if I don't have a lot going on in my life. What I got going on in my life is out there in the driveway, so. And, anyway, yeah, anytime. Clerk?
As was mentioned, I received a petition from Solon Township residents to extend the moratorium. There were 569 signatures on that, and I just wanted to thank the volunteers for taking the time to talk those.
Can I make a public comment?
Do what?
Make a public comment?
Your courtroom, I guess. Yes, sir.
Don't we have 2 minutes right at the end?
Yeah.
We're just getting there. Additional public comment.
I'll do mine real quick. I just want to thank everybody for putting up with the crazy sound system, but we have a new sound system coming, so hopefully in the next 2 weeks we'll have it installed. You won't hear any humming, and we'll be able to hear everybody very well.
I'm waiting for additional public comments. Vicki Babcock. I just wanted to let everybody know that we have a free concert in a little bit less than 2 weeks on Thursday, I believe it is.
Week
at
from
7
Thursday,
o'clock.
isn't
A week from this Thursday, yes. It's right back here in Belsey Park, and everybody is welcome. Please come.
I'll add a little bit to that, too, that Cedar Springs Parks and Recs is providing free ice cream that day, too, so if you want to come.
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
That's 2 weeks later.
That's 2 weeks later.
I know, I just-
So this one is a week from
One ice
Thursday,
cream,
and then
yeah, I do.
another one, 4 weeks from, 2 weeks from that. So, and that one will have ice cream. But come to both of them. They're free, they're fun.
What kind of music is?
The next one, I can't remember which one it is.
That would depend on if I
Yeah,
go.
yeah, so there's a lot of,
Well, you know, if you come and don't like it, you
I
probably got to go.
right.
But why drive here if I know I have to?
It's good music is what it is.
It's country western, that's what their gospel.
Some of it's country, some of
There's
it's.
no heavy metal safe back there.
There's no heavy metal. Good.
Any other public comments? Yes, ma'am.
That's what we're doing.
Can you guys hear me? There we go. Okay. I just wanted to say thank you for passing, extending the moratorium, and for the NDA and everything that you guys passed today. It's steps in the right direction. I'm very grateful. I did want to ask one quick question. Was it you, Bob, that signed the NDA for Aldi, or was